All right, Draft fans, we are back with another film session interview. Today we are lucky enough to be joined by a quarterback for once, which I've always wanted to have some quarterbacks on here just to talk some ball with because honestly I feel like I don't know the quarterback position super well. It's there's so many small intricacies that go into it. So we're joined today by Zach Thomas of Appalachian State. We're going to break down some of those things. Zach, how's it going, man? How's the whole process for you?
It's going good, man. Up in New Jersey right now, training at Test Training Facility. It's been a great experience. Just working every day to get the end goal of being in the NFL. So just trying to do that the best I can and just attack every day like it's the last one.
Yeah. Yeah. So with some of your training you're doing this all season, is it more footwork stuff, mechanic stuff? What are you kind of working on each day?
Yeah, well, first off, we're doing a lot in the weight room. That was speed, trying to get better on bench, trying to get better in anything lift wise, trying to do better speed and agility wise, jumping wise, anything that you just have to be better at. So just attacking that every day, trying to be better. And then with Tony, we're working a lot on quarterback stuff. That's footwork, throwing angles, velocity on the ball, just anticipating throws, movement in the pocket, not being too big, putting your feet back on the ground and delivering a strike when you need to do it. So, it's definitely been fun so far. Now it's coming down to the end of it, kind of. Just trying to get more excited for this and just attacking every day.
Awesome. Awesome. So in college here, you played for Appalachian State, which I think is one of the best programs in all of college football, personally. Maybe not the Alabama type of success, but I mean, just the amount of talent that comes out of there, the amount of success they have year after year. What did it mean for you to play for a school like Appalachian State?
Man, it was a dream come true. Just a lot of good dudes on the football field that love the game of football and love to compete. When I came to App, I was introduced with people that were used to winning culture, and it continued. So it was just something that we instilled in the off season, and we always trained like we were preparing for the championship, and everything that we always did was we knew that we were going to be in the championship game, and so we just always prepared like we were going to be into it, and that was our end goal. And we spent a lot of time, whether that was quarterback wise in the weight room, off the field, whatever it needed to do to be a championship team, we always did. And I think it was hats off to the older generation because they taught us the way, and we kind of just took the baton, and we did our time there, and then we passed the baton. And it will always be a winning tradition around App State just because the players that recruit and the coaches that's on the staff. It's just something that's instilled from you from day one, and it's just something that you have to do when you're there.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're seeing a lot of NFL guys coming out of there these last few years. I mean, last year it was Darrington and Akeem Davis came out of there. This year it's you and Shamar are coming out, and a couple other guys. And then next year you got like Sean Jolly, Corey Sutton. I mean, there's a lot of guys. We'll talk about Sutton a little bit here when we get into the film. But the one more thing I wanted to ask you before we jump into the film here is you said over text to me that you have had a lot of offenses that you've played in, a lot of different styles of offense. What kind of offenses have you been in at App State? Like what types of offenses?
Yeah, with SAT, we were more play action, run first. We were kind of a run heavy team, but we also did a lot of rollouts and a lot of play action fakes. That was just because, I mean, since I've been at App, our running game has been elite. We've always had good running backs. We've always had good linemen and tight ends. So we always had the running attack that we needed to have. So, as a quarterback, it's kind of nice just sitting back there handing a couple balls off. And then when you need to make a play, you just go out there and make a play. So we definitely had a very run heavy offense. My whole 3 years there as a starter, just because the type of talent that we had at running back was unmarkable. And then, just passing wise, we did some different things here and there without different coaching staffs. With Drink, we would kind of do more quick game, and he kind of gave more to the quarterback and let you do what you wanted to do once you gained his trust and just picking out the defense bit by bit. And so it was definitely a blessing for me to play under three OCs with my time at App State because I learned a lot of ball from each coach, and they taught me a lot of different things. And it's something that will always stick with me throughout football, and then eventually I want to get into coaching. So whenever that comes around, it's definitely something that's just always going to stick with me and that those coaches portrayed to me.
All right. So with a lot of these clips here, I kind of want to just, talk about kind of what you're seeing and stuff because again, like I said at the top of this, quarterback is a position where I watch a lot of ball. I try to see every little aspect of what I can to understand. But there are so many things going on from pre-snap, post-snap, during the play. You guys are seeing a ton here. So on this play right here, you got a scissors concept going with the tight end in line and the outside receiver. What are you seeing pre-snap to kind of point to what you want to do here when the play is going on?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I know what this clip is exactly because, I mean, anytime you're a quarterback and you got this coverage right here, and they're going quarters, cover four basically, and that safety's run heavy, and he's in the box, the strong safety right there, and he's in the box, and he's man on the tight end, but he's going to be there for run support. You're putting the corner out there basically one on one, and we have a receiver up there that's very fast, one of our fastest receivers. And I knew that the safety by pre-alignment was already beat. So we just had to, just receiver-wise, we just had to take the right angle out. And basically he just had to be high, step on his toes and win the post. And that's exactly what he did here. And it was just, I mean, because at that point, the safety's already beat. So you only have one man to beat with the ball, and that's the corner. So you just had to put the ball somewhere to where you lead the receiver and you don't turn the receiver around. You just keep him on the right angle, and eventually he'll come down with the ball.
I think one of my favorite things to look at with quarterbacks is how they're able to make free rushers miss like this while also keeping their eyes down the field. Because here you do a great job of that, where you are able to see this free rusher. You have him in your periphery, but you don't ever take your eyes off that deep shot there, and you're able to make a really nice pass. How do you have that trait as a quarterback? I've always been curious that to kind of see that out of your corner eye, but not drop your eyes at all and keep your eyes down the field.
Yeah, it's definitely as a quarterback, you feel that. But it's definitely hard for defensive linemen and linebackers, whoever's blitzing. It's definitely hard because they're attacking. I mean, I think they're taught that they attack the inside shoulder, so they're always either attacking the inside or outside shoulders. So any kind of movement that a quarterback does just kind of throws him off the game. And so he's attacking. He's on the outside of me right there, and so I knew that I could step up in the pocket and be just fine and deliver a ball. So that's just something that you have to feel as a quarterback. You have to feel if he's coming on the inside or the outside, and what kind of movement would be best here to throw the ball. And he's beelining straight at me, and nothing's changing that. He's coming straight at me to make that sack right there. And then just a subtle movement like that throws him off, and it gives you a little bit of extra time to throw the ball where it needs to be.
Yeah, perfect. And you get really good torque on this ball here. I mean, you get really good velocity on this ball here, even without being able to step into it, because I believe you get hit right in the legs as you toss it. But to climb up in the pocket like that, you have to have some kind of faith in your interior offensive line holding up, right?
Yeah, absolutely. My whole career at App State starting, I was blessed with some great offensive linemen. And I'd go to war with them any day. I knew that they prepared just like I prepared, and I knew they were always going to be ready to be thrown in the fire and play the game. And so, definitely as a quarterback, you kind of, it's always a little sixth sense in your mind, like, okay, maybe I need to get this ball out a little quicker because, they could be blocking a little something, or doing a little funk up front that could confuse them. But I always had trust in them and them to make the right calls and everything like that.
Perfect. And then getting to this next clip here, it's a sail concept and just a beautiful throw by you, which we're going to go over that a little bit too. But I love this sail concept here where you got the deep receiver going, taking the third level. You got the outside route at the second level, and then you got the flat route here underneath. So you kind of got a place to attack this defense at all three levels. But are you seeing anything here in the way that they're lined up pre-snap that will lead you to believe that this second level route will be open?
Yeah, when we're looking at this, safety's kind of high to the field right here. So you kind of pre-snap, you're kind of thinking that he's going to take the post away. So, we have a post in the corner right here with a little, not a dig, a little jerk route underneath. So, the jerk route is kind of trying to hold that corner right there to where we can eventually throw the corner into the hole. So pre-snap, I'm kind of looking at this, and you see the safety, he's way deep, and so and then you clarify right here, and so you see he's way deep. And so then both of it, because we hit on the post earlier that game. So obviously the corner and safety are a little scared right there. So he takes both of them. The post takes both of them. I probably could have thrown the jerk route right here. I probably got a little greedy just by the way that linebacker was playing it. But it was definitely a good route right here by our receiver. He came out a high enough angle to where I could get the ball into where it needed to be. And then it was just a matter of fact of making a play. And when you look back, jerk probably would have been the safer throw because there's basically no one on him right there. But it's something you feel for. It's something that we had repped throughout the practice, and it's something that we had gone over throughout basically when we put the offense in. It's just something that you have to get that timing down, and you just have to feel comfortable making the play when it comes down to it. And so, your correct answer was probably be throw the jerk route right here, get the yards, get out of bounds, and live on to see another down. But when you've played a lot of football and you know what kind of route the receiver is going to run and you know what to expect, it's easy to make plays like this.
Yeah, I think the chemistry is on good display here too with you and the receiver because, the typical sail route you're going to hit them a little more to the outside, but you kind of both feel that corner on the outside dropping, which here I can circle here for people watching. You guys kind of both feel this guy dropping, and you actually hit him over the shoulder a little deeper, and he drifts a little deeper. So I think it kind of works out having that chemistry between you guys. But how big is that aspect? Having the chemistry to kind of, it's not like go off script from a play, but it's also kind of vary a little bit during a route to find the most successful play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think as a quarterback, chemistry is everything. You got to spend a lot of time in the off season when you have you guys around just to build that chemistry. Basically, go over every route that you'd ever throw and rep it 100 times until you get tired of looking at it. Just so when, for instance, something like this comes up, maybe we practice this in practice and the corner was like that and coming back and we just had to throw them at a higher angle. So it's just something that you just got to keep working as a quarterback because football is all about timing. And it's all about making the right throws where it needs to be away from defenders. So, it's just something that you just got to continue to work on and be better at.
Absolutely. So here's where we're going to get to my favorite part. We're talking about Corey Sutton a little bit because I went into this film, I knew that you were a good quarterback that I liked. I knew Darrynton Evans was on this offense, and he was great too. But Corey Sutton this is 2019 film, by the way, for people watching. This is why Corey Sutton's on the field. But Corey Sutton, I thought, was one of the biggest surprises of watching this because I heard of him. I didn't know he was this dominant. How big was it for you to have a player like Sutton to throw the ball to, who you have that confidence that he can beat pretty much anyone across from him?
Yeah, unremarkable. We have spent many and many, many days together, and we had a type of chemistry that was probably unmatched, and we always did what we needed to after practice to just be better. And the guy loved football, the guy loved to work, the guy loved to be better in any way possible. And so we kind of just, over the years, we kind of built chemistry for that. And, that kind of chemistry goes over anything. And, when a game's on line or something's not going your way and you need to make the play, you go to the people you trust in most. And so that's just something that we do. And that's something that me and him have built over in my career at App State. Just the kind of trust that I had for him, knowing that he was going to go up and make the play no matter what, was just something that was big to me.
Yeah, and I think this is a great example of it here too because this corner has inside leverage. The safety's kind of playing at the line there, but you still had that faith in Sutton that he was going to win this kind of post route here. Was that just more of having faith in him winning this route, or did you kind of see before the play like you think you could hit that hole right there?
So this is just a little bang 8, and we ran this all the time. And, when I'm looking at this, I'm not even worried about the corner. Wherever the corner's at, I'm not worried about that. I know Corey's going to beat him. So when you go back to top, the safety right here, that's what I'm reading right here, this safety, the free safety to the boundary right here. And, as soon as I snap the ball, he goes inside the hash. And as soon as he does that, I knew that I had that skinny post. And so as soon as I saw him leave that hash, I knew I could beat him with the ball. And it was just a 1-2-3 ball. And I knew that Corey was going to win the route. And I knew that I could beat the safety with my eyes. So I look him off a little bit right here and just put the ball low to where Corey can get onto it.
Yeah, perfect. And that's actually another question that was going to be a follow-up question here is, so many people, they grade accuracy when they don't really know what a quarterback's throwing at. Like they'll see that this ball was low and they'll be like, oh, it was a bad pass. But this was 100% the way you wanted to throw it. You wanted to protect your receiver. You want to get it low. So if that safety does close, he's protected from a big hit there. So like how big is having that type of placement, not just placement to on a deep pass from your guys open, hit him right in the numbers, but also on plays like this where you have to throw it low or you have to throw it away from a defender to protect your receiver.
Yeah, it's just something that you have to pick up on. And right here, you leave this ball high and he catches it, safety or the corner or anybody that's around him probably knocks him out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So him being able to get low and catch his ball on the ground, he protects himself, and then it furthers us because he's still in the game and can still play.
Yeah.
So it's all about safety, and it's all about just making the right plays whenever you need to make them. And I mean, Corey was he was the definition of that. Whenever we needed to play, we knew who we were going to, and that's just how it rolled with us.
Yeah, he's a stud, man. I mean, beating an inside leverage like this, making it look that easy. I mean, I had a blast watching you guys with that chemistry that you guys had this year, and I wish he would have played this past year, but I mean, completely understand why he didn't. But but getting to this next play here, and I just kind of like this one because it shows your eyes working throughout the entire field. We got some spacing concepts here. We got the drag coming across, and then receiver sits right in the middle of the field and makes a really nice play. But when it comes to plays like this, where it's not the 1-2-3 release, it's a play where you have to kind of sit in the pocket. Do you have like a timer going off your head that says like, I need to run here or I need to hang in there? Like, is that like a thing that changes from play to play?
Yeah, it's just something you got to pick up on. It's nothing that you can teach, man. It's just you got to go through your progressions, and when you have that, basically it's a sixth sense. And when you feel like you need to take off and you need to make a play, then you do it. But if not, I mean, getting the ball into someone else's hands and letting them be able to do it is much better, easier on your body, and eventually just makes you look better. So you just kind of, it's just a feel thing, and when you kind of, I was always taught throughout high school and then in college, if you're thinking about running or you're about to take off running, always keep your eyes downfield to where you can make plays and extend plays, and that's where a lot of big yards come from. Whenever you rolling out of the pocket or you're about to take off and you see someone wide open, you just give them the ball and let them make the play. And so that right there, for an instance, I was probably about to take off because I was feeling a little pressure on the right side, so I was kind of sliding to the left, trying to protect myself. I was probably about to take off, and I see Malik right here in the middle of the field, no one around him. And so I just knew I could get him the ball, and, it was a big gain. And eventually athletes take over, and they made bigger plays for us.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how much easier is your life as a quarterback when you have guys like this who, even though he bobbles the ball a little bit, he's able to turn this into a huge game?
Yeah, I mean, I was blessed throughout my career with great athletes all around me, whether that was a running back, tight end, receiver. I mean, these guys had a chip on their shoulder when they got in the app and just wanted to make an impact and wanted to be better. And so that's just something that we always have a chip on our shoulder, and we always just want to go out and improve ourselves and eventually be a better football team.
Yeah, definitely. And then this play right here, I'm just going to circle it for people watching. If you ever saw a one-on-one like this with Corey and whoever on the outside, especially on a double move like this, was that just attack for you?
Yeah, man, we lined up in this, and this is my only read, and it was to do a play action fake and throw the ball up to Corey. It was just a time to get a little one-on-one battle with us. He's on the island right here, and we were putting a lot of trust into Corey to make a play. And so we just did that and give him the ball and let him come out and make a play.
So good. You guys, I mean, I love stuff like this too, where like it's just get it to your playmaker, get it to your best player and stuff. And as a quarterback, those are big, easy plays for you because you get to lay it out to a player like this. And even though he stumbles, you had that faith in him to still, wait on him and throw it out there to him. Yeah, it was just fun to watch you guys play. And I had to add that just because it was such a big game there.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, last one here, and it's you showing off your wheels a little bit here on the read option. I saw a lot of read option this year in 2019. Did you guys kind of keep a lot of the read option in 2020 as well?
Yeah, we definitely did. That's something that's kind of been installed at for a long time. When you can get a running quarterback that can put threats on the defense, man, it's very hard on a defensive coordinator or anybody that's on the defensive side of the ball because if the quarterback has the ability to extend a play with his feet, you just add another dynamic. And so right here, I mean, basically we just called this 41 seal, and we're reading that in right there. And so basically that's not even our read. My read right here was the corner that came down late
Mhm.
because the tight end was supposed to smack the defensive lineman right here. But as you see, tight end makes a little bad step right there. He gets beat across his face, and you hand this ball off. It's probably a tackle for a loss of 2. So it's just something that it's definitely a read option game, and it's definitely something that you just have to have a feel for. And throughout my time at App, I got really good at this and trusted myself in making the right reads when it came down to these kind of plays. And just puts a lot of stress on the defense, and it keeps drives going. And so right here, he collapses, gets beat right there, and you just pull it and make the play the best you can.
Definitely. You think your athleticism is kind of a little bit underrated throughout this process? Because I mean, you're beating the corner to the edge here. It's pretty nice wheels here to get to the outside.
Yeah, it's a little sneaky speed. People don't really think I was fast. And then this year they kind of caught on to it because everyone knew that, because obviously I was a running quarterback and made a lot of plays with my feet. So this year people kind of figured out on that one and kind of put some spies back there to eliminate some gains like that. But it was definitely a fun offense to play for, because I mean basically any kind of run play that we had like that inside zone, we had a chance to pull it. Whenever you saw something that you didn't like, or maybe you saw something that you just liked it and you just wanted to make a play. So it was definitely fun.
Awesome. All right, man, that was fun. I like watching some of the film and breaking down, and we'll just break down all Corey Sutton's film from the year before is what we'll do. That's what we could do all night. That guy is great, but
Yeah.
I think the most interesting thing about a quarterback transitioning from college to NFL, or even from high school to college, is you go from being the guy. You're the guy in the locker room. You're the face of the team, and you have to go. And in most situations, I mean, especially probably one that you're preparing for, you're going to have to be learning, and you're going to have to try to grow into that type of role. I don't want to say, are you ready for that? But like, are you prepared to kind of be more of behind the scenes working guy instead of the face of the team this year?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I got in the app, and I knew as soon as I got in the app that I wasn't expecting anything. I wasn't going to be given a handout. And you had to earn everything. And that freshman year, sitting behind Terry Lamb, learned a lot about football. And it's the same thing now. When you get to the league, I mean, it's a different league. When you get to the NFL, it's a strict business. If you're not good, you're gone. So it's just something that I'm definitely fired up for. Just given the opportunity where I'm at right now, the ability to be able to eventually shoot my shot and maybe by the grace of God just get picked up. The ability to learn from someone that's been playing in the NFL for a long time, learn from offensive linemen, learn from running backs, receivers, because they're the best of the best. So it's definitely something exciting and something that I look forward to.
Awesome, man. Now, last question I got for you, and I asked this to all my prospects I talked to, is good class for quarterbacks. I mean, especially at the top. I mean, great class, but there's a lot of interesting names as you kind of get down the board. So what about you? On the field, off the field, what am I getting if I spend a draft pick on you in this class?
You're going to get a competitor. No matter where I've been, I've always competed. I've won a lot of championships at App State. We weren't guaranteed anything, but we always competed our butts off for the ability to eventually win a championship. And we won many conference championships and a lot of bowl games. So you're definitely going to get a competitor, and that's something that I grew up with, something that was installed in me, and just the leader. I'm not your big guy that's going to scream and shout whenever someone's doing wrong, but I'm going to lead by example and do what's right, because that's just how I was raised, and that's definitely what you're going to get in the locker room.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, hey, I appreciate you tuning in, and Bills fans, guys who are watching this, I know a lot of Bills fans are probably watching this. You guys don't need a quarterback. You guys have quarterbacks. You got Josh Allen, you got all that. But I hope you were at least able to learn something about the game, because honestly, I love talking to quarterbacks or looking at quarterback stuff, because I don't get it. It goes over my head most of the time. I don't get it. I try to get it, but I really appreciate taking the time out, man, and good luck throughout this whole process. It's going to be insane as hell, but it's going to pay off in the end.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.